The magic of the cup is still alive. Adrien Rabiot agrees a deal with Barcelona. PSG get a £50 million bid for their striker. Lionel Messi is close to breaking another record. And of course, we look back on your Friday feels. That and more coming up in the next few minutes as I'm your host, Matt Froelich. You are the Onefootballers and this is the Daily News. First off, and to the weekend's cup football where the magic is still alive. And by that, I mean some big Premier League teams are still being knocked out by lower division sides. Now, when a Premier League team is drawn against a lower division side, they often change their starting lineup. They rotate it a bit, give the guys who don't normally play a few more minutes on the pitch, and even give some youngsters a chance. Now, this all looks fine and dandy until you go and lose. So shame on you, Leicester, Cardiff, Huddersfield, and Fulham for doing exactly that and still not winning. Now, I'm not discrediting the performances that Newport County, Bristol City, Gillingham and Oldham put in over the weekend, but surely the Premier League teams have got to do better, especially Leicester City. When it comes to the FA Cup, you've got a chance to win a cup competition. Now, I know much like in the Premier League, the odds are stacked against you and it will more often than not go to one of the bigger sides. However, you've got to at least give it a go, especially if you haven't really got much going on in the Premier League. For Huddersfield, Cardiff and Fulham, I can kind of understand it that you're not going to put out your full strength squad because you've got a relegation battle to contend with. And after all, despite the glory of winning the FA Cup being a massive draw, the money and financial draw of staying in the Premier League is much greater. They do have another week to prepare just like they would in any other Premier League game, but we'll leave that aside for now. But as for Leicester City, they've got no threat of relegation. They definitely won't be one of the third worst in the Premier League. And to be honest, they're not going to break into the top 6 for European places anytime soon either. So why not go for the FA Cup? You might as well put everything into it and finish the season with a trophy rather than just another mediocre mid-table finish. I'm not having a go at any Leicester fans or players, but surely Leicester fans, don't you want to win a trophy this season? Let me know in the comment section below as always. Elsewhere though, there was another major cup upset, and this time in France, where Marseille went 2-0 down to Andrézieux. I'm sure I pronounced that wrong. Anyway, with the likes of Campos, Torvan and Payet in the starting lineup, they really should have done better and are quite embarrassed at the moment. But moving on to some transfer news, and Adrien Rabiot has all but signed for Barcelona. Over the weekend, it's been reported by Sky Italy that he has signed a £170k a week deal to join Barcelona at the end of the year with a £9 million signing on bonus, of course, because he definitely needed that. As for what this means for Barcelona's midfield future, well, it looks like Adrien Rabiot will be the long-term replacement for Sergio Busquets. However, with Busquets more likely to see out his career at the new camp, it means that Barcelona will have to bring some money in to be in line with the financial fair play rules. Looking into the rest of the midfielder, they've just brought in Arthur Melo, who looks like a fantastic player. Coutinho is key to how they play going forward, and Arturo Vidal is not going to fetch much money now that he's in his early 30s. So, who's going to be the one leaving? Well, it looks like it'll be Ivan Rakitic. Now, I'm not saying Barcelona don't need him. He is a fantastic player, and he's brilliant in the Barcelona midfield. However, as I've just mentioned with all those other midfielders, he's the only one that's going to bring in some money and make sure that Barcelona don't get hit with a heavy fine by the powers that be. Where will Rakitic end up going? Well, because they've just got rid of Rabiot, it looks like he'll probably end up moving to PSG. And we all know with their bank account, they'll be more than willing to pay over the odds for the Croatian midfielder. Do you think that will happen though? Well, let me know in the comment section below whether or not you think Rakitic will actually move, and if so, where will he move to, PSG or elsewhere? Talking of players though who could be leaving PSG, and Edinson Cavani may be on his way to Chelsea. This is because over the weekend, Chelsea have submitted a £50 million bid for the Uruguayan striker, and to be honest, I can kind of see this happening. Now, he is far from past it, don't get me wrong, but at 31 years old, PSG are hardly going to get a better chance to make this kind of money for him unless he moves to China. As for Cavani, well, it's his final chance to get a big move to one of the Premier League's top sides. And although he's still doing the business in Liga and still has a lot to offer, he's going to be in Neymar and Mbappe's shadow for a few years to come. Those guys are a few years younger, Mbappe more than 10 years younger than Cavani, and with them doing the bits up front for PSG, it looks like Cavani may not be needed beyond the end of the season. As for Chelsea, well, it's been well documented in recent weeks how much they need a new striker, and even with Alvaro Morata scoring 2 goals at the weekend, they definitely need another, more defined player up top who can bag in the goals for them. They are, after all, chasing a return to the Champions League. And talking of strikers, there is one who is close to breaking another record, and to be honest, this isn't even news. I don't even know why you guys are surprised anymore, but it's Lionel Messi. His strike against Getafe yesterday, which saw Barcelona win 2-1, saw him take his La Liga goals tally to 399, meaning that more than likely in the next La Liga game next weekend, he'll break the record and move on to 400. As mentioned before, that goal from Lionel Messi and a fantastic swipe from Luis Suarez put Barcelona 5 points clear at the top of the league and 10 points clear of Real Madrid in fourth position. This is because Real Madrid failed to score at home and lost 2-0 to Real Sociedad. This is the first time they've lost at home to them in 15 years, and things are just going from bad to worse for Los Blancos. It looks like they need some investment, and it looks like they're probably not going to wait until the summer. Who are they going to bring in though? Well, absolutely everybody under the sun has been linked with a move to Real Madrid, so I'm not even going to bother speculating on who they might not bring in. Of course, you guys can. Let me know in the comment section who Real Madrid need to bring in, and do they need to do it now or face waiting to the summer where the unthinkable could happen and they may not finish in a Champions League space. And lastly, we come to a look back on your Friday feels, where you guys left all your predictions in the comment section on Friday's Daily News as to what would happen over the weekend. Our first shout out goes to Naruto Payne, who guessed correctly that Manchester United and Barcelona would both be victorious over the weekend. Another shout out goes to a rather impressive one, and it's the Black Panther Oblak, who not only guessed that Sevilla and Atletico Madrid would draw on all, but also guessed that Ben Yedder and Griezmann would get on the score sheet. By the way, if you haven't seen Griezmann's free kick yet, go check it out. It's a fine goal. Elsewhere, FH Meluish G, I think I pronounced that right, predicted that Newport County would be Leicester 2-1 in the FA Cup. That's one hell of a prediction. And lastly, the final shout out goes to me, who correctly guessed that Gillingham would beat Cardiff over the weekend. Of course, that's a major cup upset and could leave Cardiff looking pretty sheepish come the end of the season if they do get relegated as well. But that's all we've got time for today. Make sure you let me know in the comment section everything on today's daily news and what you think will be happening in the transfer window. Of course, you can also smash the like button whilst you're down there and click here to check out all of the other videos that we've got going on OneFootball. But until next time, have a great week and I will see you soon.